Hi, I'm weatherbug meteorologist Rachel Peterson. In Hurricane Climatology Part 1, we talked about where tropical systems form. Now it's time to talk about where they make landfall and how to be prepared. It's not very often that a tropical storm or hurricane makes landfall, but when it does, these are the areas most often hit. Now, statistics can be a bit overwhelming, so let's break the country down. The Gulf Coast between central Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle is the coastal location most likely to see a tropical storm or hurricane with wind speeds of 139 miles per hour or stronger make landfall. Generally, this happens once every other year. Next, the Texas coast, Florida's Gulf and southern coast, and the Carolinas see storms roughly once every 2.5 years. Finally, Florida's east coast, the mid-Atlantic, and New England round out the list with roughly once every 5 to 10 years. Now remember, this is for tropical storms and hurricanes. If we look only at hurricanes, the chances go down, with again the central Gulf Coast leading the way. Here, a Category 1 hurricane or stronger with wind speeds of at least 74 to 95 miles per hour makes landfall roughly once every 3 years, with even less frequency in landfall elsewhere. As we strengthen the hurricane, the possibility of it making landfall drops. A major Category 3 hurricane or stronger with winds of at least 111 to 130 miles per hour strikes this same area once every 6 years, and even less frequently if we look solely at Category 4 and Category 5 hurricanes. After big storms like Katrina and Rita hit the Gulf Coast, we all question, when will the next big one hit? Well, Andrew was the last hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. as a Category 5, coming ashore in southern Florida. According to statistics, this area shouldn't see another Category 5 hurricane for at least 35 years. Now remember, these are just long-term averages, so they could occur more frequently. Now, despite knowing where and when a tropical storm or hurricane will most likely occur, even if it isn't very often, the best plan of action is to be prepared for the storm at any time. So let's run through some of those things you should have in your hurricane survival kit. First off, you'll want water, which is a 3-day supply per person. You'll need non-perishable food, blankets, perhaps a rain jacket, definitely dry clothes, baby supplies if you have an infant, first aid kit and medicines if you take any. You'll need a flashlight with batteries, toilet paper, matches, and a knife. Obviously, you'll want cash tucked away because a lot of times the ATMs don't work because of power outages. You'll want your ICE card, which has that emergency contact information and all of the important phone numbers on it, and you'll want to have your important documents in hand. Also, make sure to have a NOAA weather radio so you can keep up to date on the storm. Well, now that you know what you need to have on hand, make sure it's in an airtight and watertight container, and make sure your family has a hurricane plan in place.